Hello everyone, welcome to the Raw Food Worldwide Meetup. My name is Jamie Love. I'm the founder of the global meetup thing, the Raw Food Worldwide Meetup. This is my husband Daniel.
Hi everyone.
And if it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible.
And you, of course.
Thank you.
So proud of you.
Today we're going to be going live with Roar Skye, and my new team members who are helping out are going to be coming on as well, Nathan and Theresa from Raw Living Family. And then let's invite, hold on first, let's get Nathan and Theresa on. Okay, you're good, don't touch anything. Okay, hold on, let's get Skye on. Okay.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, see you all. Nice tree behind you. Nice tree.
Hi! Hello, you look gorgeous. Wow.
Oh, so do you guys, and I love the Hallmark Christmas theme going on.
Oh,
thank you.
Skye, I have to say, like, I've been looking at your posts and you just keep getting more and more beautiful. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it.
Oh.
I know you're doing a lot of Pilates. So are you, Theresa. Both of you guys are doing Pilates like crazy. So I want to introduce, well, this is my husband, Daniel.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And I want to introduce you to Nathan and Theresa from Raw Living Family. They're going to be helping out with the Raw Food Worldwide Meetup. So they're going to be coming on a lot of the podcasts and things and helping out with the DMs and messages and stuff. So I wanted to introduce you guys. And we've had Skye on before. She's going to be one of our hosts that's going to be hosting in Sydney, Australia on December 20th. So this is going to be the last Raw Food Worldwide Meetup of this year. And then I think we'll do another one in February. So this was kind of a last minute plan. We have maybe 10 cities signed up so far. So if you want to host, just send us a message with your city and your country. I'll make you a flyer and you can get started. So thank you so much. So Skye, you have, you've hosted before. Many times. I think you've hosted every single time.
I have.
And did you host before this? Did you ever do meetups before this?
No. So when you put out the idea, I was so excited. But in truth, I've tried to do things before in Sydney, Australia. And Sydney's a big place. And there's just not raw vegans, and people didn't want to travel, and I think people get nervous, and some people eat raw foods because they're sick, so it's not their thing. But when you presented the opportunity, I was like, I'm going to do this, even if only my good friend is high raw, even if it's the two of us. My belief was, if I start, you know, you've got to build something for people to come. And if you just keep showing up, and this is what I do in life, you just start and you just keep repeating the process, and it's built over time. So we meet up not just for the worldwide meetups, but we just went recently, a group of us, on like a tropical fruit tour close by, and we've got a little text group going on, and we're getting closer and closer. But it all started with you. And in truth, like, why this is so good is I notice when it comes to meetup times, like when we all organize to meet up, a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm busy, I can't. But when it's like the worldwide one and it's promoted and it's like we're coming together all over the world, is everyone commits. So
it's different, right? It does have a different energy, knowing that there's other people all over the world doing it on the same day. Yeah.
It's inspiring. Like, it really is inspiring.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So Nathan and Theresa, we met in my meetup group here in LA, and then we were going to do a podcast, and I haven't done anything. This is actually the first time I'm getting back on camera, but I fell off raw, and I gained a bunch of weight this year, and I was just going through a lot. I stopped hosting meetups for a while, and I handed over my meetup group to Nathan and Theresa. And they're raw. They're actually going to be, helping out with, they're going to be hosting the worldwide meetup. Hey guys, so sorry about this. Part 2, we had some technical difficulties. We were going live with Roar Skye, so hopefully they hop back on. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so you have already shared a little bit about your journey, and I know you had some health problems. We talked about that on the first one, and you can share a little bit if you want, but I really want to get into like what you've been up to lately, because I haven't talked to you in so long, and it seems like you're just up to so much. I saw you had a retreat, you're having or had a retreat in Bali or in Thailand?
Yeah, I'm having a retreat next year, which is very, very exciting.
Okay.
But yeah, raw foods essentially completely changed my life. I've had 60 surgeries. I had spent 15 years in a bed straight. I had full-time carers most of my life. I had a rare congenital disease. I had like general problems from that, like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, POTS, had my stomach removed, duodenum, top of intestines. Basically, so the list doesn't get too long, I was always sick. The doctors just ran, functional neurological disorders, shingles. I started eating raw foods, and within 6 weeks, I had no health problems. Of course, you heal more as you go along, but it completely changed my life. So I am like, it's like my baby. It's like my love. It's like something I cling to because it saved my life.
Yeah.
So it's gratitude for that. And there's an evolution, and I mean, this might seem a little off topic, but I like to be very honest and with where I'm at and the change that people have seen. So when I came into this lifestyle, had been on many medications for different things, like not having my stomach, hormones, because I've had a full hysterectomy. What else? I had been on pain medications, psychiatric medications, and I stopped it all. I needed to cut back. I didn't use hair dyes. I used that again. I didn't use moisturizers other than coconut oil. I was very, very, very natural. And that was great for not only, I guess, clearing the body, but as much as when you do that, you find yourself. You really find who you are when all the other noise is gone. There's nothing but just, and I didn't do nuts and seeds. I did fruits for a couple years, and then I started to get problems where it was almost like my mast cell activation syndrome and histamine issues got worse the more I did just fruit. And so I'm about 3 years in, and then I got a bout of shingles, and I had to juice to get out of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I got back on the fruits, and I ended up, and hadn't had salt added in a couple of years either. I was just fruit. And my blood sugars were high. My resting blood sugar was high. I had low sodium, and my iron had tanked. So when I first went raw, I was doing more salads and veggies, and I finally healed my anemia, which is quite bad because I'm missing the part of my stomach which absorbs iron. So fast forward, I start doing more greens, more balance, nuts and seeds, higher omega-3s, and I still had a fatigue. So I'm about 3.5 years in now. So this time last year, I put my estrogen therapy back in, and that made a ton of difference mentally, emotionally, my joint movement, cognition, and that has supported me extremely well throughout this year. And I feel if I start to lower it, I start to get fatigue, brain fogginess. I remember this is it's nothing else but bioidentical estrogen. So I know a lot of people, and I just like to be very honest, like, you're doing so well, you're doing amazing. Well, the transformation started to occur for me when I put the estrogen therapy back in. But mind you, I do like the Pilates, I do running, I do walking, but estrogen also makes you want to be more girly. So I'd put hair dye back in. I make on camera, things like that. But to me, how I feel about myself. So I just wanted to share that so that people who have seen me, like, they're like, oh, you just look like, because I get that often. Like, I don't want to do mine, but
okay. So like, I was a little distracted because I was trying to get Nathan back on. I don't know why I can't get back on, but okay. So your blood sugar was high.
Yes.
From the fruit. So did you? And I kind of blanked out a little bit. So you added salt back in.
I had to, yeah. I was reacting.
Okay.
I felt like basically the more I did fruit, and you could say it stripped me. But what I feel about fruit is if I maybe lived in Bali or something, or Thailand, and I was able to get dense tropical fruit fresh, it may be different. But I felt like the world was attacking me more and more, like the mast cell and histamine issues were where I just get rashes, my nose would run, my eyes would water, I ended up with shingles, my blood sugars were high, low sodium, and I was doing like farmers markets, like watermelons and grapes, and I was doing like all that sort of thing. And hey guys,
Okay, finally we're good.
I have no idea what the problem is.
That's okay. Yeah, I swear Instagram has big glitches all the time. Okay, sorry, Sky, keep going.
That's all right.
We heard everything you said, though. It's such an amazing journey. But continue.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I have what I call like a more balanced raw lifestyle now. And I'm not someone who like says this is how everyone should do it. I have missing organs and I still have days where I do higher fruit. It's about I've really tuned in to what works for me, which is what healed me, because I didn't read what raw veganism was. I accidentally found it. Just I was too sick to cook my food, ate it raw and got well.
Yeah.
I get back to that without being like you've got to do 80-10-10 or you do
Yeah.
it's really messy. It gets very messy.
Well, I will share because you were curious. You asked me before we were going to maybe do a podcast, and you were asking me like what if I want to talk about not being raw. I've dealt with food addiction like my whole life, and I kept yo-yoing back and forth from raw to like I wouldn't say standard American diet because it was still cleaner, but it was like more like junk food vegan diet, and I kept going back and forth. So and this last time I was raw, every time like something like emotional happens, like some big catastrophic event in my life, like I end up just like falling off, and I'll do it for like a year or two, and then I end up going back. So right now I was like, okay, I just want to find something balanced. And I love what you said, like what works for you. So like I'm eating like during the day, I'll do like raw apples and cucumbers, just plain with nothing on it. And then for dinner, I'm doing just steamed veggies. And then like I'll have like the Ezekiel bread. It's cooked, but I'll do that. And then I have no added salt other than that. And I completely cut oil out. So it's still very clean. Like I have no oil, no extra salt. And that's like, and I'm not putting seasoning on it. And I know this sounds really weird because like we're all about the seasoning and the flavor. But for me right now, like what's helping me to like curb my craving for like this, overeating is just eating like plain veggies with nothing on it. I know it's crazy, but so anyways, that's kind of relating a little bit to what you were saying, like, just kind of finding that balance for like what works for you. But I love that you found your way, and you were doing a lot with the omegas, right? You did something with.
Yes. So I like listening to what you said. It's almost like it feels like, and I was watching. I don't know who it was, but a neurologist. No, Andrew Huberman was saying is people go into different diets and lifestyles, right? But you are actually fighting against, and this is not raw. He wasn't talking about raw. He's talking about things like there's carnivore, there's whole food, plant-based. Is when you decide to change your life, is over time people do not realize, but they divert back, even if they're doing it in a healthier way, to what has, like they've got a microbiome which isn't just from their parents, which just isn't from the environment, but which is generations of evolution, which is so ingrained and has changed the neural pathways in your brain that majority of people will slowly go back to what they were doing. And even if not completely, it will be very similar, like you'll mimic what you used to do, just because your genes will not survive or thrive unless you just don't. If you start giving like bacteria from like feeding it foods from like India type culture, and you're not going to get the same results in your genes type thing. And I was like, I can see that. And how I've run my diet now is the pattern is very similar to what has worked for me over my life, which is I was never someone who did sweet. I actually would get very ill growing up if I did too much sweet. But like my veggie, I was never a big meat person either. My veggies, my greens, and I didn't realize how amazing healthy fats were in my diet until I started this lifestyle, and my brain and my body really thrived off it. And the omega-3s really help. And it feels like I put omega-3s in, whether that's chia and flax can be a bit hard on my gut. I don't have a stomach, but the oil really, really helps. There's
Oh, you do oil. Okay, which kind of oil?
and
Okay.
that has been even in the mind a hard thing to
Wow, okay. Because like I feel like I had to give up the oil. I feel like the oil was like hurting me in a way, you know. I was eating too much oil though.
yeah, it's
And
like
cooked. I was doing like cooked oil, like cooked restaurants and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it was something I swore I'd never go back to, but the avocados have histamines in it.
Hmm.
Coconut really did not give me these same benefits. It's obviously the omegas which really helped me. Seeds and nuts for someone like me and many people are
So
just
are you
not.
doing flax oil? Is it
Yes,
flax?
just flax oil.
Oh, okay, okay. Have you heard, do you do like AFA, blue green algae or anything like that? Do you do sea fish or
No,
algae?
the reason I didn't was after seeing what Dr. Brooke Goldner said about algae, in that not always, but a lot of the time they're bound to like sunflower oil, plus the heating process turns it more rancid into an omega-6. Doesn't mean you can't use it, but in her experience, and hers isn't clinical studies, it's basically she's just seen over time what happens is you can use algae oil, but what happens is the you need a lot of it and it gets very expensive. And the other thing she states is, because people are all about EPA and DHA, is that the only reason the ALA doesn't get transferred into EPA and DHA is when you put too much omega-6 in the body will stop making enzyme to do the transfer.
Oh,
So
wow.
she's doing it based off the fact, you know, and as time goes on, her population of healing people is getting broader and broader.
Right,
And
right.
but it's science backed. Now, this I try so much not making my decisions off other people, but no matter what I do, if I start doing too much fruit or too much nuts, is the thing I run back to, and I hand this out often because it helps people with who are going through histamine issues. Is I will do celery juice. Celery juice or green juice, no citrus because of the histamines. This stabilizes. Like I can literally start having mouthfuls of flax oil and stop my symptoms. Like my whole body will get a whole lot of rashes
Wow.
and confusion. And I'm like, because I keep avoiding the oil, right?
Right.
So you do it, you stabilize, and then there are caveats to it. It's not perfect, but as we're saying here, you have to find what works for you, and maybe nothing is perfect.
Right. Yeah. Because like you said, everyone's microbiome is different too. And then I don't know, it's just it's interesting. Like my husband, like he gets like some foods he doesn't digest well that I do digest well, and it's just so different. That's interesting. Okay, so when you work with your clients, because you have a membership community and everything, right?
Yes.
Is it more just recipes, or you talk about like the health aspect as well?
So there is a free community, and I do share a lot of just like recipes to support people. My biggest thing is I've never seen two people in the raw community heal the same way. You'll hear someone discovered their health through water fasting. Someone found Doug Graham. Somebody went to a retreat and they did gourmet raw. Someone juiced. And that's, you know, you get a lot of belief when something works for you, like it's ingrained in you. I encourage people to try what they're called to and find a stable diet, because you can go off and water fast, you can watermelon fast, you can juice fast, but what do you go back to? Like you want to be the rest of your life, you can't live off watermelon. Do you
Right.
know? Because people go in with that mindset of like, there's a quick fix. Give me I'll juice, I'll fix all this. And I'm like, I see so many people, majority of people nail the juicing for 3 months, 6 months, do
But
fruit
they haven't implemented the habits in the diet, right?
that they love. I find it's
Yeah.
about, I love making to be honest, cruciferous with a bit of oil and no spice, just a bit of salt. I feel amazing, and that's probably like my stable with green juice. And I even have a matcha because I carry a lot of fluid and I can't do herbs. I found that just a bit of green tea helps me, and this is like my stable rock. Doesn't mean I don't do days on fruit, or doesn't mean I don't like stop what I'm doing, but that's where I go back to, and I don't come to my group and you have to do this.
You don't have like a
I'm like,
specific protocol. You kind of let people use their intuition, like what works for them type thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that can be a combination of people. And we were talking yesterday, I know I'm talking a lot here, but about bananas, in that some people are drawn to, because there's benefits from the starchier bananas, right? And there's benefits from the very sweet bananas. And you'll find people who aren't raw vegan will be drawn to more greener bananas. And that's because their stomach can't metabolize this high intense sugar. It doesn't have the microbiome, right? And I feel like this example is about the microbiome, that I got onto the diet and I would have not green bananas, but like mid-ripe, okay? And that really suited me. I used to like mangoes a bit tangy. And I don't have a stomach, so you give me a lot of sugar and I get a dumping syndrome because it goes straight into the intestines. So I get a blood sugar spike, heart palpitations, diarrhea. This is all really good on raw foods unless I have something too much sweet, which I did and got problems with, right? So I then saw we're supposed to do spotty bananas, and I was doing that and then having histamine issues, which you get higher histamines in the spotty bananas. But if I try be the animal that I am, which is what am I attracted to, Skye? This is how you healed. What, you want a carrot, eat it. You want celery, eat it. You want to, like, there was no like knowledge around it. And I've got to, well, I like my fruit not sweet. And I seem to and I want people to be like, find your banana level. You don't have to do spotty banana. You're okay.
Yeah.
I'm that
Yeah.
person. Like, because
Right.
for 40 years, are you going to force yourself to
I mean, a green banana is better than a Twix bar any day.
and there's resistant starch in it, which has many benefits for people.
Yeah, right. So, okay, so tell me this retreat coming up. It looks amazing. And you're co-hosting it with, remind me her name, that gorgeous girl.
Tony.
Yes, where is she? She lives in Thailand?
She lives in Phuket.
What is her name?
Tony.
Tony, yes. Okay. So how did you guys meet?
Online. So when I first went raw, you know how there's people that just stand out that you want to know? Like, I feel like when you go raw, or even high raw, you become, or even plant-based, you become very, like, you're very like, oh, that person's vibe. I need the vibe. Like, I need to chat to them. And she would post pictures. And what I love this, because it's about I'm all about the lifestyle, right? She'd post pictures of her in like Xena warrior clothes, having her juice or smoothie on the beach, or like she did a raw vegan bikini poster, not bikini poster, sorry, a monthly poster where like Jillian was in it, she was in it, like just about the lifestyle. So I reached out to her and I was like, I'd love to interview you, do a live with you. And so we connected and we've spoken over the years. And I've always dreamt of, like, because she doesn't used to have a home and do retreats in her home. I've always dreamt of going to Thailand and connecting with her.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. So how did you guys like plan this? Like, how did you find this location? Because it looks amazing. I think if I saw the pictures right.
Yes. So she has done many retreats. She's got a whole network of friends over there.
Wow.
Not necessarily raw, but high plant-based, like high raw, healthy lifestyle. She lives it. And that's what we want for people. And it's very me, as in like, when I say me, like very us in the lifestyle. Like, we don't want people to be like, you got to be here on time every day. Like, what do you
You're going to be living the
Thailand
lifestyle. It's going to be very laid back. Yeah. Okay. So lots of time to like just reflect and just be in nature and, yeah. It's on the ocean, right? Is it on the ocean or no?
It's by the beach. It's in Raui. And, you can go, the link is in my bio if you want to go have a look at that. And there's like beaches. We're going to go walk and get pick fruit fresh. We're flying out the Indian chef from Dubai who's going to...
I'm sure lots of coconuts, right? Lots of coconut water.
Sound healing, yoga.
And what are you like? Do you have other people leading the yoga and the sound healing? Are you going to be doing that or what?
So all of it so far we're going to be doing. The chef thing, we have a chef flying in, the raw Indian chef. He's actually working in Dubai, so he's coming out and doing like gourmet food, but also there will be all the fresh fruit as well. Like, so we're doing both, but that's all at the moment. It's us that are doing the sound healing and the yoga, and yeah.
So fun. That is so
When is
fun.
it?
Wow.
What dates is this
Oh,
happening?
it's the 18th of April to the 24th of April next year.
Nice.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. You look at, okay, so you're glowing right now. And I missed what you said in the beginning, but did you say it was from changing the diet or did you say it was from the estrogen?
I believe it was the estrogen. If you look at photos of me comparison, especially skin repair, DNA repair. So I had a full hysterectomy at 30.
Okay.
And the one medication, well, it's estradiol, it's bioidentical hormones that I always felt I needed. Like nothing I really didn't like. I was medicated for years until I found this lifestyle. And then I let it go. And as I said, I had a lot of problems. There's chronic fatigue, joint pain, stiffness. In the past, when I've let it go, I've ended up with osteopenia again. I haven't had a scan, so I don't know whether it's come back. But you have to understand and it's all changed. And I don't want this to all be about this conversation to be about hormones, but they just took the black box warning off the estradiol or hormone replacement therapy because the study didn't really yield the results they presented. It wasn't really causing cancer. It was actually in most cases protective. It's only in certain situations where people have a certain gene that it is not protective. But I have had a hysterectomy, so the protective mechanisms for brain, heart, bones, connective tissue is
Wow. Wow.
all cases it becomes it protects you from cancer. People have to understand it's not the same as the pill. That's a synthetic megadose. It's a bioidentical, very small amount, which just gives an edge. And I'm not promoting it.
Yeah, I think Suzanne Summers came out with a book about this a long time ago, bioidentical hormones. But and I know we're not going to just talk about someone says it's relevant topic needs to be discussed. Okay, so we're all of us women, well, I'm in my 40s. And so I'm wondering, so are you just taking the estrogen or are you also taking progesterone or?
So when you don't have a uterus, you don't have to have the protective properties of progesterone. Progesterone never worked for me. I am like, this just was something when I had the hysterectomy, I was very medicated. It was a rare congenital disease, and then they did so many surgeries on me. Then they gave me the hysterectomy. 3 months out, I was just staring into space. I couldn't get up. I mean, I could barely get up anyway, but it was like the whole world kind of felt like it died. And it was like I didn't. And it shuts down the amount of, you see women who have MRIs or brain scans, the cortex, which it all lights up, dulls down. And the idea is the body is adaptive, the adrenals take over, and it'll rewire itself. And that's great for women who have had a relatively healthy life. But many people who are on this journey have struggled with their health, having weak adrenals, hormone problems a long period of time. But this hormone, once they balanced it back then, just the estrogen, I was back to I was very sick, but mentally, myself. And anytime it's come away, I get a whole lot of symptoms. They just start piling up. And I think, the right route for a while, it held the years that I'd been doing the estrogen for a few years, and you've got fruit, you're eating quite light. But then as progesterone and estrogen help regulate blood sugars, and I've got no stomach, so my blood sugar, it was too many symptoms. But if you look at photos of this time last year, even my skin texture, even probably my strength, and I've been doing Pilates. I used to do more Pilates than running. I hardly do it at the moment, because the estrogen is very protective in that it helps me build muscle, it helps me with recovery. And this, I think, as well has this element to it where I was on it for 10 years. So I think a lot of me and my memory, because I lost a lot of my memory to trauma, has come back exponentially.
Wow. Yeah, I think what I really noticed was just the brightening in your skin. Just like, it looks like the life was just put right back into you. Oh my God. I was like, what is she doing? What's going on?
I just want to be clear, because I think I never want to be like, oh, it's just the food. And plus, estrogen makes you very nesting. So you fluff your hair, you want to start wearing colors, which bring it out more. But when it comes to, because I ask, what's your skincare? What's your skincare? Trust me, it's raw food. The estrogen definitely does it. I just use a moisturizer now. I didn't use a moisturizer before. I used coconut oil, but it's just Nivea. It's not like there's like all these it's just, I do put that daily now, but that's the glow, is when my glow goes. And that's me. Some people it's not for, but for me,
Well, I'm so happy that you figured out what works, and you're just a little ray of sunshine. I just love you so much.
I feel like I'm just going off here yapping. Like yapping.
Well, it's about you. Well, we're here to talk about you, but yeah. So, yeah, tell us, what are you planning on doing for your meetup this time? It's because is it summer there?
It is summer here.
Okay.
So what I've always done is, and this is what I always recommend for people, is when you do this lifestyle, you always be so real with yourself what you're capable of doing, because like mentally, physically, emotionally, because I do the chef thing, I do I could spend a whole day making food and preparing like this huge, massive event, right? But people change their mind, they don't come, there's not a huge community. And then that weighs heavy on my heart. Like, I've gone to all this effort, nobody's here. So how I started, and how I really recommend to start it, is grab a friend and go to a park somewhere close. Make it so easy that it becomes like a routine, because that's how I found works everything in life for me. Like, what can I actually do that if it fell apart would not be a big deal? Because a lot of raw vegans are like empaths and sensitive souls, and you know, love that.
We like the ground. We like to ground.
Yeah, you don't have to go and be like, I've got to make food for a week for this, you know, one event. My idea is I'll build up to this, right? So what I've done every time, except it's just changed recently because we have more of a steady connected group, is I go across the beach, just across the road, in the same spot. Because a lot of the time, a lot of people are saying they're coming and things happen with children and family, and so I just meet at the same spot every time, which is just close by. And I just, on the banner, I say bring your own lunch. We all know each other, so we kind of bring something a little fancier now. We all just then share each other's food, and it's not a stress, not a big deal. We're beautiful, and now we're connected. We're organizing more things because we're showing up for each other. But please, but it's taken like going and showing up.
It's taken a year of you building this friendship with these people. Yeah, longer. Yeah, you're right. 2 years, I think it's been, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. And now you have your retreat coming up. This is just fantastic. And you also do your monthly like dinner club, right?
So I have found that like my channel on YouTube has been growing, and I get a lot of views by doing lives over there. And plus it's evergreen, so it's always sent back out again. So I can do a live and it doesn't disappear or anything. And so I'm on camera a lot, making a lot of food and sharing where I'm at, what I've learnt this week. And then off the back of that, I do 2 parties a month, which is, one is the USA Raw Vegan Party, and the other, and you guys are more than welcome, send me a message if anyone wants to join, where we're on camera, but other people who want to watch it live on YouTube can. And then I do a Europe one as well. So I do those. And then the second one I do is the Women's Health Podcast, where it's got like Lisa and Kiko and Marabella, Dulce, and we come together and we have a guest each month who's transformed their life through hormones or women's health.
Wow.
People who are, you know, menstruating. We have perimenopause, postmenopause, menopause, and that is like glue. Like that women's circle, like that we do, is like incredible. And it's also off that we do a book club now where we read an inspiration.
Wow.
So it's just like taken off.
It's amazing. Wow. I love all that. Well, you know, Theresa might be a good one to have on the food one, because she's a raw chef too. She makes all kinds of stuff. They've been having big meetups. They just had a Friendsgiving. They had 30 people at their house. They're making food for everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
Daniel was here for
Oh yeah. Do you know Daniel Enzyme?
Yeah,
Enzyme.
I
He's-
love
he
Daniel.
was staying at their
I'm
house.
so connected with him. Oh, I love watching his journey. Do you know how much that warms my heart? Him traveling around, living his best life.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. A lot of food.
Lots of food.
Oh, can I ask, what is this food like?
It's so delicious. It is just so yummy, and our kids love it. And that's been so fun to transition, like our family's high raw, except our teenager who's like 16 and a half, because we changed later in life. So, I mean, he made some corn dogs, and Samuel and Michaela, I mean, like 3 bites. We have it on camera. They just ate it up. So.
We
Oh
made,
wow.
raw vegan chicken and waffles. So that was probably the best, our favorite
That
one.
was our favorite. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So amazing.
Everything he makes looks so good, and everything you make looks really good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you sell cookbooks too, or no? You do the bundles and everything?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
you do.
I
Okay.
tend to do a ebook a year, and then I put it into, like, I noticed that my followers really like the raw vegan bundle, so that's usually like my focus. I am in like the plant-based bundle, and then there's sometimes the raw vegan vibrant bundle, but a lot of my recipes you will find at this stage you can get for free. I'm constantly, like, there's probably 3 or 4 that come out a week just on YouTube, and just because it keeps me, my lifestyle keeps me healthy. I don't focus on like fixing me, even with when things go wrong, as much as I focus on the staying raw, which is creating a lifestyle. So I flick on my camera, do a live, whatever I had come out this week. I've done a sweet and spicy pistachio salad, and I've done mango and macadamia cheesecakes.
Oh my God. Okay, I like what you just said there. You said something about to stay raw, making it a lifestyle. So, and I know we hear this all the time, but in order to stay raw, you have to make it a lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
Make it your lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was first healing, the difference that raw food made in my life, I asked myself, what are you willing to do? And one thing I had to face was all my weaknesses. Like, how are you going to go back? Because you can't go back. Like, what is going to, face them? And it was
You
that.
literally couldn't go back physically.
No, I can't. Like,
You didn't have a choice. Yeah.
No. So it's like I had to be so for real. There's no like, oh, this is, because a lot of people see it, and this is the dopamine, right? And see the results. And it's like, they're like, oh, I'll do it. But it's like, if you really want to do it, face all those ways in the past when you've tried a diet or a lifestyle or a change that you've fallen off. And for me, it's been stimulation and boredom that take me off, which a lot of raw food keeps you present, so it's definitely not as bad. But for the first few years, spice was important to me to almost addict myself to. So I did, like, now I find that
I feel like that's the only reason I want to eat sometimes is just for the spices. So I'm like, if I cut the spices, I won't eat as much.
Yeah, and I was like, I get exactly where you are. I don't like, when I do recipes, I'll do it, but then I'll do 3 days just plain. And then when you really feel it, it was what I needed back then. Is it the worst thing in the world? Well, it's not ADHD medication. It's not smoking. It's not being addicted to alcohol. It's not
Right.
We have to.
But when
be
you're
like,
sensitive, you realize it is a stimulant, the spices.
oh yeah, it's definitely a stimulant for sure.
Right. Yeah.
It was like I would look forward to my fresh chili, or like my new addiction. Fresh
I haven't had a
chili.
spice in weeks. I'm like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm actually I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and I'm losing weight, so I'm feeling good. Yeah.
Good. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I want to ask you, when you first went raw, did you experience, was it easy for you emotionally, or did you go through like that dark night of the soul type thing? I forget.
Okay, so my dark night of the soul started in 2017 when I dissociated, split with reality, was thrown on a psychiatric floor. All the medications that I had I was coming off medications for years. They ripped the rest of it off me. It was like I dissociated and
So you
burnt.
had already hit rock bottom at that point. There was no going back further.
Oh no, that wasn't rock bottom. It got worse. Like I thought it would get worse. Then I got shingles. Then I got up. I still didn't have my memory. I was on paleo. So a huge change for me, anybody listening. And the reason I feel I found veganism before raw veganism, was cutting processed foods. The chemicals in foods. I feel like I lived in a delusion, and that one year I say I went paleo, but it was nuts, seeds, fruit, veggies, and a meat dish at night. Not having a stomach, wasn't much meat. But by the end of that year, it was so obvious on my plate that something was wrong. Like I felt some level of attraction to the veggies, cooked or not, and the meat just looked wrong. And all of a sudden, I'd had shingles through the eye, and then I got a functional neurological disorder, which had displayed now as a stroke. So I came through what I thought was beyond hell. Like I had removed. I'd been in a bed for 15
So there was
years.
nothing that going raw could have compared anything of what you went through physically.
Yes, and people have to remember this. So I said this on a live the other day, is I worked out because I was too sick to cook my vegan food, and I'd been homeless. Then I ended up homeless, alcoholic, my liver failed. I had to relearn to walk and talk in a neurological hospital. I then had dissociation for years, in hospital for another year and a half. And then I started drinking to cope. My liver failed. My family said, you can't come back because this is all too destructive. I was so dissociated and couldn't move. Sometimes I just sleep outside buildings, hugging onto like air conditioning vents because it was cold and they are hot. And then I'd get a hotel room. If I could push buttons on my phone, I couldn't do anything. Okay. I don't know how it happened, but eventually someone helped me get an apartment. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Skye, I did not know all of this.
It's like,
This is
that's why I can't
wild.
remember most of it. It's only all coming back now. I'm
Wow.
laughing, but I guess I'm trying to.
But you think of that story, like I'm literally picturing you like up on a stage speaking, telling this inspirational story about how you picked your life back up or something. Like this is like a TED talk almost, you know? Like, wow, this is amazing. Whoa. Wow. And look at you now. Like that's incredible. It's just incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. When I got my place, I was so grateful. If you've lost, I grew up in a house with 7 stories, went to a private school, had the designer bags I got were never good enough. I need more. I'm not good. You know, that before I got sick was and then when you lose everything, including yourself, if you get anything back, you are so grateful. Like to have a roof.
And humble.
Oh,
You're like,
yes.
It's like a humble, like, yeah. Oh, Wanda says you're a walking miracle.
Hey, Wanda! So are you. And that's what I wanted to say is, so I then couldn't cook my food because I get this FND and I'd get a whole lot of symptoms. And if I went back to drinking, I'd just bleed from places in my body. I've stopped, but I was so inflamed. And so I just ordered and I was more a veggie girl at that time, the food and just eat it in bed, like grab a carrot, grab a bit of cauliflower, grab celery, right? And I would get up and I'm like, I'm going to put the clothes out. And usually the clothes would, if they got washed, would be put by a heat because I had carers and now I had nothing. And I would then feel well and like just dry roast some sweet potato with basil and tomato and garlic. Couldn't get up. And this pattern went back and forth. And then I'm back to bed eating raw food. And then I'm like, Skye, all you have to remember, because I'm keep dissociating and I can't use my brain much, all you have to remember is you don't cook the food.
And you didn't know about the raw food diet. You were just, this was intuitive. This was all, wow, okay.
Yeah. So I would do that. And then the other epiphany is what you said and what people who have chronic illness or even if you don't, the emotions that people have been through in their life, right? I had to remember is, Skye, no matter what you go through trying to get off, you know, you're not going to drink, you're not going to do processed food, no more medication, no more cooked food. it is never going to be as hard as what you've been through. Even on your semi, like, and this is not just me, it's everyone. Like, people are like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, your chronic fatigue is hard. Like, I know what it's like. Or like, even when people like prefer to pick surgery, right? Because I've had a lot of surgeries. When you post surgery, if you could, like when you're on Raw Foods, you can get the option right now to stand up and grab something, right? That's where the temptation comes. But after the surgery, everyone always says, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. Why did I do that? I want to die. That's hard. Eating fresh food is like easy, and people need to remember that when they're going through their hard raw days. My hard raw days haven't even been like a tiny bit like what my life used to be.
Whoa. Wow. Oh my gosh. Do you guys, Nathan, Teresa, do you guys want to comment on anything?
I would say I really relate to that because I was very miserable for probably close to a year when I was diagnosed with my bladder tumor. So I was in a lot of pain, going to the bathroom, you know, blood coming out of places. And yeah, so I can relate to that, a lot of what you're saying, being inflamed, you know, like all of that stuff. And so it was really like raw foods, going on a juice cleanse. It was really life transforming. Like I got my energy back, I got everything back. So, you know, I get what you're saying. It sounds like you had it a worse, but I can relate because I was in a lot of pain for probably close to a year.
Pain is
So
horrible. Like I see this has just come up for me recently, so my algorithm must have switched. I was on TikTok and there's a whole lot of people in chronic pain who like are going to hospitals, and I was on a whole lot of opioids for years, and it's not that, because as soon as they took away the pain, I started ripping off the opioids. I'm like, get me off this stuff. Like there's a purpose for it, but the battle just to get the relief they need. There's this argument going in the text, and to be free. Like if I need to, that was so freeing. Like to then look after myself with things that I could pick. Like if I really went to homelessness again, there's apple trees, there's people who donate carrots. You know, it's freeing.
right. You'll survive.
Yes, yeah, you will survive. If I've survived, people will survive.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler than we make it. In the beginning, I think it was like we both felt like, you know, we had to make these really fancy, you know, gourmet meals. And over time, you're like, you know, it's fun to do all that, but it doesn't have to, you know, it can be really simple sometimes as well. So we have simple raw days, and we have like more complicated raw days. So,
I love that. It's
yeah.
kind of like, I feel like when you find your lifestyle, it kind of mimics what I used to do. And that is like, people don't eat fancy every day, right? They're not in the kitchen being like, do I need to make 5 sauces? What's the, you know, some people like, sometimes it's just baked beans on toast people have had, or just like whatever, you know, I don't want to say here, but like meat or vegan meat and a veg, right? And then the weekend comes and you want a pad thai or you want a bit of pizza. Like, I feel like I've been able to meet myself at a level which suits me long term, because it's a long road still. You're going to be doing your raw or high raw lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You want to say anything?
I just want to say you're absolutely extraordinary. I mean, to hear
Is
you,
it funny? I know.
short
Yeah.
time, you've gone through so much, and then you have this bright energy full of like positive, just this positive message to share to everybody. You're absolutely unbelievably amazing. And then you're doing, you know, you have 3 groups that you're kind of guiding, and then you got the retreat. It's just, you're really an inspiration, and you're really beautiful, like inside and out. And I just thank you for doing the work.
Oh,
Yeah,
For
thank
sure.
you.
and
Because it really inspires us.
it's such a
They're doing raw with their kid. Well, I think 2 of their kids,
Too.
right?
Yeah.
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 yeah,
Yeah.
it's so inspiring. Everyone
Their
has
kid, they'll do like juice cleanses with the kids and
They
stuff.
do.
wow.
Yeah. Michaela's done 1-day dry fasting one time.
Wow.
She doesn't like dry fasting. She likes juice fasting, but water fasting, yeah, like
And it's all their choice. Like we don't
Yeah.
force them to do anything they don't want to do. Like it's all their choice. They see what we're doing, You know, if like even our 10-year-old daughter, if she eats, you know, cooked food one day, she doesn't feel that great the next day. She's like, you know, she'll drink juice all day. So like it's her choice, and it's like she's a gymnast and she's an athlete. She works out a lot, so she really sees the difference in her performance.
And she's a singer too. She just played Annie, so she was eating raw through all of the rehearsals to stay healthy
and to not get sick. And she did it. Yeah. So
everybody else was getting sick, and she was eating raw. She didn't get sick.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what it would feel like how magic youth would be.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I could go back and feel the way I did when, you know, eating raw would be amazing.
Like literally, her name's Skye, but Skye would be the limit. Like you'd just be like, I want to do this and I can do this. Like there'd be no barriers. That's what.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, there's no limits. That's why, you know, we homeschool her, because she wouldn't have the time to do everything she does in a day if she was in a regular school. So.
And you know, it's easier to feed them raw that they're homeschooled, because if they were in public school, they would be tempted by the food that their friends would be bringing. You know,
for sure.
like, yeah,
that creates an internal battle for sure. Like you know. Oh, see, everyone, I don't think I've met anybody on the high raw lifestyle who doesn't have an inspiring story. Like, because something so completely different. And always people can be driven there by a lot of suffering. But then I always hear stories just like I'm hearing here, just about children finding raw food. Like, there's so much inspiration even after you find it. You start doing inspiring things and creating inspiring things.
Yeah.
And children are very connected to animals. Like we've always had different animals, like chickens and ducks and, you know, cats and dogs and that kind of thing. And so, you know, when they make a connection between, you know, where their meat comes from, like we don't hide any of that from them. We want them to know where their meat is coming from. Like it's really easy for them to just make the better choice. You know what I mean? Like when you're exposed to it at a young age, because I wasn't exposed to veganism until I was in my 30s, and now I'm 42. So
amazing. It is. That's very amazing. I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
This has been fun, Skye.
For sharing.
Thank you so much for doing this. Really, really lovely seeing you and catching up with you and just seeing everything that you're up to. And I can't wait to see the pictures from your retreat and your photo from your meetup on the 20th.
Yes. Is
there any announcement that you would like to make for what happened?
So I want to see what Nathan and Theresa are doing for the meetup.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. So we live in Anaheim Hills. We're about 15 minutes from Disneyland. We've done a couple of meetups here at our house. So we're able to have about 30 people at our house. And so we're gonna, just because it's, you know, December and it's getting colder, we're gonna have the meetup here at our house. And it's going to be like a holiday party, and it's going to be more potluck style. So people are going to bring whatever they want to bring, you know, all raw foods, of course. And yeah, and we've made, you know, we're friends with Annie, who's doing LA meetups, but we're combining it for December because she's out of town. So. Yeah, there's a pretty, I mean, Jamie started it 3 years ago. There's a really good group out here between Los Angeles, Orange County, and, you know, we're connecting with a few people in San Diego as well.
I think the group has over 700 people in the
almost 800 people in the meetup group, but you know, we'll probably see like 30 people come on the 20th. But it'll be fun. How many people are hosting meetups, Jamie, on the 20th?
I think we have 10 signed up. So there's one in Costa Rica. We have Australia. We've got one in Canada. We have JJ's going to host in Maryland and Puerto Rico, California. I can't remember what else, but I think we have 9 or 10 so far. Yeah. We might get Maui too. We have somebody in Hawaii, so we might looking at their schedule. So I just love seeing all the cities, you know, especially when it's a city I want to travel to. I don't know why, but I'm like, oh, Maui, or, you know, like
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah, we just got Barcelona. Someone's gonna do Barcelona, Spain.
Oh,
Yeah, so I just love like hearing like the cities. What?
Wanda says she's hosting North Carolina.
Oh, Wanda, you didn't tell me. Okay, I'll make you a flyer, Wanda. Yes, Wanda has been wanting to host, and she's been wanting to create community where she lives in North Carolina. So I love that. I love that. And she's been, oh my God, she's amazing. Maybe we'll do a live with her because she has such an incredible story.
She does.
Yeah.
She does.
Amazing.
All right. Well, Skye, do you want to make any announcement for any of your stuff? You want to share like how to find you and?
Yeah. So you could well, if you're on Instagram, you've already half found me. I'm on Instagram a lot, but
Hit that follow.
yeah, follow, like, subscribe. And I'm on YouTube a lot, and there's just like there have be hundreds of recipes on there
Nice.
that can help you. But I feel like I just get on there and like to support people. I am a health coach, so you can have a look at my link if you want to reach out for that. I have a free community on Facebook where I do post recipes,
Yeah.
handouts. And then I do raw meetups, retreats. So I do it all.
You do it all.
Yeah, I love it.
You have the energy.
And you don't look drained at all. You look like it's energizing you. You look like it's powering you. You look like you're just like in your purpose and thriving.
Yeah, that is very true too. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Sending so much love to you. And I hope your meetup goes amazing. Don't forget to send a picture to post on the Instagram page after.
Some poor passerby. It's like, take a photo of us. I want everyone, because people come and go, and that's like my big thing. I'm like, who's going to take the photo?
All right. And yeah.
Quick question. So when you started, it was just you and your friend going to the park, and how many people do you now have in your group?
Okay, so even on the first time, I think still like 4 people showed up, like me, my friend. I can't really remember back then. Oh no, there was a good group. The first time, I think there was like 7 people that came. So, but I was in my mind, I'm like, just plan to show up and keep doing it. Now there's probably like over the course, there's probably been like 20.
Wow.
Maybe 15 or 20 different people, but now more of like a set group. A lot of people that
it evolves. It's interesting. Over time, it evolves. Yeah.
So interestingly, when I first started this, I feel like I have more followers overseas than I do in Australia, and I knew that was my downside to doing this in Sydney, that I never connected. It's built definitely off the back of this. So most people that were coming were people visiting Australia. When I first started, they were all people from Europe, America,
Wait,
England.
did they come just to come to your meetup?
I wish. No.
I'm like, wow.
Perhaps like they're visiting and doing a work visa, a university stay, a work once again. Like most of them were all from overseas, because my reach is mostly US and Europe. Not Australia.
Thinking like Australia would be, I don't know where you are in Australia, like what Sydney looks like. I just know Australia is really beautiful, right? Like,
yes, so subtropic in Sydney, and then there is more raw vegans, and a lot of them move up to like where Freely is, up the top, which is the tropics, like the Daintree, Great Barrier Reef. You've got Cairns, you've got.
Because I'm thinking like you could host retreats right where you're at in Australia.
Yes, but once again, I feel it's getting better. Most of my followers are not there. It's getting better.
Can't they just fly to you? Can't they just come if it's a retreat?
I'm there way. I'm like down under. It took me 23 hours to get to, like that's where I'm better off next time I go to America off the back of that, doing something when I'm over there, because it's that's one thing to do a retreat. It's another thing to get someone to travel that far. It's
Oh.
not very
So
relaxing.
you have to go where if it's easier for you to travel than have 20 people fly and spend the extra plane ticket and the however long the plane ride is. I see. So like if you come to America, most of your followers are here, then you do a retreat here or something.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
kind of, it's much
Unless you're fully raw Christina, anybody will travel to you.
yeah, that's right. Well, exactly right. That's like exactly right. But it's much better now. In fact, a lot of people going to the Phuket one are from Australia. I just
Oh, okay.
Phuket to me is like I was saying last night we did a live a podcast on it, Tony and I. I feel like Thailand and like Hawaii and Bali is like coming home. Like I picture that, like, you know, the tropical fruit, the being on the beach, or, you know, it wouldn't be hard for you to give me just a chocolate, go to Bali or whatever. I've done it. You just have tropical food and you wear a bikini and you're like, fine, you don't need anything else.
Right, right, yeah.
Like whatever you want, really. You're just so in bliss. And so that's a huge part of this. I feel like it's going to be such a spiritual experience as well.
Yeah.
But I would love to eventually do them here as well.
Yeah. What time is it there?
It is 10:05 a.m. on Wednesday, and for those interested, Wednesday is bright and good and happy.
Oh.
The future looks bright.
The future looks bright. That's so cute. You know, Skye, okay. You're always the very first person to have the meetup. Like, I know the meetups are starting when you have yours, and then I'm the very last time zone. So it's always you, and then it ends with over here in LA or California.
Yes, you're really like about to go to bed, and I'm like, woohoo!
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, yay. Okay, well, thank you so much. And Theresa and Nathan, thank you guys for coming on. It's been such a pleasure, such a joy. Yes.
Follow us at Raw Living Family on Instagram.
Yep. And then
we'll be jumping over and following if I'm not. Say again?
And Nathan and Theresa, what do you guys have anything you want to share? Anything going on?
We don't, besides the Raw Food Meetup.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, if you're going to be in Southern California on the 20th, go to Nathan and Theresa's meetup.
Yes.
It's going to be in Anaheim, and they have the meetup is it a link in your bio? Did you put the link in your bio?
Yeah, so that's Raw Vegans of Southern California is the name of the meetup group. And then if you go to our page on Instagram, Raw Living Health, there's a flyer for the meetup on our page. And then I'll put a link to the meetup group in the bio as well.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, well, I'll see you guys. I'll see you next time, Skye. I hope it's not 2 years before I talk to you again.
I hope so too.
Okay,
Nice to meet
bye.
you.